Everybody, and welcome to our YouTube channel for VectorVest Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to be here. Always glad to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please type a VV Nation in the room as we go live and direct from Cornelius, North Carolina, baby. Ooh-wee. Say hi to my man, Joey. Joey is my producer. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
He's the guy that makes sure that everything is good to go in the background and to make sure that the audio comes clear and all of that stuff. So he's really good at what he does, and I love him. He's my boy. Right, Joey?
That's right.
High five. Let them see your hand. No, you ain't, let them see your hand. There you go. Wow, why do you have to hit it so hard? Wow. Hi, so that was...
Eat your Wheaties.
Wow, man. Make me feel like this.
Sorry, man.
Oh, man, that hurt a little bit.
Sorry.
Man, all right.
Make sure I get in there.
So make sure, if you're brand new to the channel, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. After you've done that, hit the bell icon. Hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new content comes out. And biggest thing right now, let's get it started off on a good foot. If you already know you're going to like the content, hit the like button. Let's get the like started right now. Let's get the like started right now. Toughen up, Wayne. This was guys that toughen up, man. Hit the like button right now. Let's get the likes going so that YouTube will start to push this out there. How many likes we got? 19, 22. Let's go see. I want to get a good base of likes so far today. Let's get it out there. And as the presentation goes along, if you like what you see, then you want to hit the like button then. All right. But let's get those like buttons, get the likes going on right now. What do we do here on Trending Thursday? We always talk about what's going on in the market. We always start off with the market overview because I think it's important so that you guys know what's going on in the market so that you can best manage your portfolios and determine whether it's the right time to buy stocks or not. So we always look at what's going on in the market and what things are moving the market. So it's not just, hey, the market looks good, it's okay to buy stocks. We go a deeper dive every week into what's really moving the market. And a lot of it comes from the Fed. A lot of it comes from the Fed because the Fed's job is to keep the economy going by way of interest, inflation, and jobs. All right. So that's their job, to make sure that the economy is doing good. So that's what we do. We look at individual stocks. We look at industries that are moving, all of that. Wow, Mark started off already. See, look at that. And Moban subscribed to the channel. Thank you for that, Moban, for subscribing. And Mark, how come the thing for Mark didn't come up?
Maybe it's...
There it is. There you go, Mark. There you go. Joey put that up there just for you. Thank you for the super chat. Always remember, you have the ability to hit the super chat. You have the ability to hit, it says turn up the audio a little bit. You have the ability to hit the super chat, but we never ask for it. Mark, thank you so much. He says, how's this for a like? Can't stay, but I'll watch a profit. I'll watch a profit for your advice later. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Mark said that's better. So you turned it up the volume. Did you turn up the volume?
I didn't touch it.
What did you do? Oh, yeah. Somebody said turn up the volume.
I'll turn it up a little bit.
All right, Mark, we'll turn it up a little bit. You just lost me with the like button talk. Did I really?
Bye.
All right. Listen, it's my job to do that. It's my job to do that. Anyway, so in regards to what we do here, we look at individual stocks. We use the VectorVest system to help to analyze those stocks so that, again, you can make a better decision. All right. So from there, let's get into what's going on in the market. I'm going to go straight to our market timing graph. We are using the tool, the system called the VectorVest program. From there, this is where we do all of our analysis. Whether you have VectorVest or not, you need a tool to help you to make decisions on what you do. All right. Audio is low, says Steve. That's better for the super chat animation. Is that what that is? Okay. So I don't know what's going on with the audio today. We're working on it. Sounds good on my end, says John. Okay, that's cool. Talking about Cafe Bustelo, John. I didn't put it in any cup today, but I got my Cafe Bustelo as I drink. Now, the unofficial sponsor of the Trending Thursday. Excuse me. So this homepage is very pivotal when we getting into the VectorVest system. We can see what all of our major indices are doing right now. They're all down. All of the major indices are down. On our Jockey Club this morning, we saw that we opened up with a mixed market. We also saw that the volatility was starting to increase, which boded well for a down day in the market. And all of the major indices are down, not by a ton, but they are down altogether. Here's our color guard, which is our traffic light into the market. What do you see? Most color? Yellow. What does that mean? It means to be cautious in your trading. Primary wave is up for the third day in a row, so the market is moving higher over the last 3 days. So that's a good thing for the market. For those of you who are slower, more conservative, we have a market timing call called the confirmed down call, or the confirmed call. We're still in the confirmed down call. Other indicators, RT tells us if the market's in an uptrend or not. On a scale between 0 and 2, it's below 1. Market's still not in an uptrend right now. Even though we've rebounded for the 5-day pullback, the market's moving up. It's not in an uptrend totally just quite yet by way of the VectorVest system. And the market is still showing signs of weakness with this buy-to-sell ratio, BSR, which looks at the amount of buys in the system divided by the number of sells. We definitely still have more sells in the system than buys, and the market is showing signs of weakness. So as we look at this data, we can make a good decision that the market altogether is not the right time to buy stocks. Does that mean that you can't buy individual stocks that are rising? The answer to that is absolutely you can. But if the market's direction is down, that is a more aggressive trade, and you just need to manage the trade better. Or better yet, if you're, again, the longer-term investor, you're still sitting on the sidelines, all right? So keeping all of that in mind, let's talk about why the market looks the way that it does. And let's go to my first story here. Change this to web stories. There we go. Here's my first story. In regards to the market, U.S. jobless claims rise but hold near pandemic lows. So when I say that, a lot of the things that are going on behind the scenes in the market are done by the Fed. And the Fed is looking at interest, inflation, and looking at the job numbers, making sure that people are working. So they're doing everything that they can to keep the people working and get the jobs out there. But bigger than that is interest and inflation. Interest rates are still at historic lows. They're still not ready to be to rise yet. Not for some time. They say not until next year. I honestly think that they're going to raise interest rates quicker than they think because of inflation. That's my next point. Inflation. Inflation is rising. Why? The market has still been hot. The market's still been rising. The market's still been good. That's going to cause prices to rise. As prices rise, inflation goes up. Now, the Fed keeps saying that inflation is transitory because we're not at full load when it comes down to the jobs market. Inflation is inflation, and inflation is going to work itself out in one of two ways. One, people are going to get tired of paying higher prices for stuff, and they're going to stop, and they're going to cut back on spending. Number two, the Fed's going to have to raise the interest rates. Now, another thing that just came out is GDP went up higher, 6.3%. That's a good bump up in GDP. But you compare that to where we were last year, we're still coming out of the pandemic. It's a rise, but it's not huge compared to how low it was last year, just to keep some things into perspective. All right, so jobless claims, they edged up about to 353,000, still near the lowest levels since the coronavirus hit in March of 2020. Now, this is big, all right? This is the next thing, and there's going to be a summit, little weekend summit in Jackson Hole. I think a lot of what's going on in the market with the creeping up or the creeping down is in anticipation of what the Fed is going to say at Jackson Hole, all right? And that's going to be big because the tapering part, Kansas City Fed's Esther George, time to begin tapering assets purchases. What does that mean? It's buying bonds. What is bonds? Bonds are our debt. And the Fed has been, instead of just saying raise the rate so people can buy it, the Fed said we'll buy the debt. We'll buy the debt. That'll keep the market going higher. And at some point in time, if the market's moving higher and higher and higher and inflation kicks in, the Fed's going to turn around and say, all right, we're going to stop buying the debt. When that happens, yield rates are going to have to go up. Bond yield rates are going to have to go up to make it attractive for people to buy. Once that happens, people will start taking their money out of the stock market and putting it into the bond market, because the stock market overall is the fight between the bond market and the stock market. Money goes where money grows. People perceive the idea that they're going to make more money in the market than they will be buying bonds. Bond yields are still low. So it's unattractive for people to buy. So the Fed's buying them. But if the Fed stops buying them at that low rate on the bonds, they're going to have to raise those bond rates for people to go and buy those bonds. So once that happens, people will start taking their money out of the market, which will drive the market down as well. So this is why this is so important with the tapering and when it happens, because once it starts happening, the bond yield is going to go up. People are going to start to consider buying more bonds at that time. So one of the Fed chiefs are saying that we got to go and do it faster. And there is a mixture in commentary when it comes to all of the Fed chiefs and the Fed and Powell. What that means is at some point in time, Powell's going to have to make a decision on when the tapering is going to start. And I think a lot of that information is going to come out of the Jackson Hole Summit. And I think everybody's waiting for that. So I'm putting that out there to give you a better understanding of why the tapering is so important. All right, once before I get into my story I can't talk today, Joey. What is the issue? So let's get back into the software, put this back on the VectorVest program. Let's go take a look at the indicators that I look at for tracking the market. I'm going to go to our viewers tab. And from the viewers tab, this is our listing of stocks that we're going to look at today. All right. And you'll automatically see what stocks have the best combination of value, safety, and timing will automatically come to the top of the list. And the ones that have the lowest combination of value, safety, and timing will come down to the bottom. Does this mean it's a good time to buy gold now? Woo-wee, no. All right, before we get started, that's a great question. And we have an indicator we call the Huey, all right, the gold bugs. And this is the gold bug index. Notice I have 3 and 8 exponential moving averages on it, but I'm going to put on a different graph for you prime marketing experts. Watch this. I'm going to change the graph layout to what we call the Midas touch. Now, the Midas touch is what we use to gauge when it's okay to be in stocks. Just like King Midas, everything. I got the Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. Oh, baby. Remember that song? Well, that's what the Midas touch is all about. And we've got 2 moving averages on the stop price of the Huey, a 10 and a 65. The ideal time to be in gold is when the 10 is above the 65 and the moving average of RT is above the value of 1. Look at where we are right now. The 10 is below the 65. RT is moving lower. It is not the right time to buy gold. Prime marketing experts, does that make sense to you? And when it's ready, we'll see the 10 go above the 65. We'll see RT go above 1 like it did. Let's go see back here. Was this a good time to buy? How about the 10 went above the 65, RT went above 1, and it was for a short time? It was for a short time. It was okay to buy gold, and look how quickly it fell until finally both the 10 was below the 65 and RT was below 1. So we have an indicator that helps you to know when it's the right time to be in gold and when it's not. John says gold is not low enough on the bullish percent of gold. Gold is one of the worst industry groups on VectorVest, Glenn. And I am a child of the 80s like you, and I remember the Midas touch. There you go. All right, so I love that question about gold. We track that every week for you in the VectorVest software. As part of your subscription, we do the Midas touch every Monday. So if you do not have the VectorVest software, I will offer it to you on our YouTube channel. 99 cents. Look down below this video. You'll get 30-day access to everything that I'm just showing you here for 99 cents. So something to consider. All right, let's get back to my viewers tab. Let's go take a look at the 2 stocks or the 2 ETFs that I look at for tracking the market. If you are a VectorVest subscriber, we look at the VVC. It's known as the VectorVest Composite. It tracks the movement of about 9,000 stocks in one ticker symbol. All right, so that's if you are a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, I'm also going to track the spiders, the SPY. Let's take a look at both of their graphs. And from here, we can get a better feel. So we understand what's going on. And let's go put this on to, I'll put it on the swing side. we already now know what's going on from a market perspective with the Fed. What are they doing? And I'm telling you, the tapering of the bonds is going to play a big role. And then going after inflation is going to also be a big role. And then when they start to raise interest rates, three things that are going to play a big role in determining when this market's going to pull back. And why do I say that? Because markets can't go up forever. Do we have bearish pullbacks in upward trending markets? The answer to your question is yes. Are we still in a bull market? The answer to your question is yes. I can show you another graph. Actually, I just did it on a video on the YouTube channel talking about the market crash of 2021, possibly. I showed that earnings are still beating estimates. And as long as that happens, that is the engine to keep a market higher, to keep us in a bull market, is looking at what's going on with earnings. All right. So from this perspective, here's the VVC above the 20-day exponential moving average. I do like bottom left, top right, a little bit of back and forthness because of the pullbacks. Notice that we've established a little bit of a trend here. 5-day, we'll go back up. 5-day down, go back up. 5-day down, go back up. It looks like the market is settling into some sort of rhythm right now. But right now, today, we have a one black crow piercing pattern right now. We'll take a look at what goes on with it. Today is a down day in the market, not a good time to buy stocks. Let's go look at the S&P 500, a little bit more smoother in its move. But remember, the S&P tracks 500 stocks, where the VectorVest composite tracks the movement of about 9,000 stocks. So the metrics are going to look a little different. The S&P is definitely a smoother graph. Less stocks, you can have a lot less volatility. When you're tracking the move of almost 9,000 stocks, it's going to have a little bit difference in the move. But still, bottom left, top right, also down day today. I will never suggest that you buy stocks on a down day unless you find a stock that's really rocking and rolling that you feel comfortable with, but understand that you're going against the trend of the market. The trend of the market affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. And if you're in that 20% that's going against the trend, do you want to really spend the energy to go against the trend, or play the trend of the market? What do you do on a day like today? You just tighten the stops on the stocks that you have. What does that do? That affords you the opportunity to take winnings off the table a little earlier, and it helps to mitigate losses on stocks that you're losing on. All right. So keeping all of this together, that's where we stand as far as the market is concerned. Does anybody have any questions on what's going on in the market? Thank you for that. Monica says, well worth the 99 cents. I got a lot of VectorVest subscribers in this room. For all of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, talk to the people in the room. Let them talk to you. My VV Nation is all about helping you guys who are not part of VV Nation. Let them talk to you. I think it hits a little differently when it comes from a person who's a subscriber in the room compared to me. I'm the company guy. Of course, I'm going to tote the line. But I love that VV Nation is willing to talk to all of you out there who are not subscribers. All right. So, hey, H Queen, how are you? So if there's no questions, I'm going to move on to my next story after I take a sip of my Cafe Bustelo. You need to have Cafe Bustelo music.
What is that?
I don't know. You got to come up with some Cafe Bustelo. So while I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo, it's like, do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. All right, we'll find some.
How many of y'all would love to hear some Cafe Bustelo music when I'm drinking my coffee? All right. Now, while you're answering that question, don't forget we're trying to set a baseline of likes today. Hit the like button if you like what you're hearing. It's a great way for us to help to grow our channel, number one, and get the VectorVest algorithm to get this video out to people out there. So this is what I'm talking about. Is a very, very good program. Thank you for that, JD. All right, see, Maria and Susie both say they would love to hear some Cafe Bustelo music while I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo. All right. What is it? That's Emily. But isn't a good idea to buy low and wait for them to go back up? Yes. I'm all about buying low. But let's talk about that a little quicker. How low is low, Emily? I'm with you. And the idea is to buy low and sell high. You know what I would rather do? I would rather see a stock hit a level of support and bounce up. That gives me a trigger. That gives me a trigger to say, all right, Low is now at that level of support. It bounces. I'm still buying low, especially if I'm coming one tick off of a level of finding a floor. That's still buying low. If I buy low and the stock's price keeps going down, then is that something I want to be in? And you say, all right, I really like it. I'm going to buy some more. You dollar cost average down and it goes down some more. That's where a lot of us get into the hole. That's where a lot of us get into the hole. Why not let the stock come to you? Let it show you that it's starting to rebound, and then you buy there. Does that make sense, Emily? Because that's a great question. Does that make sense? I love for you to buy low, but let the stock come to you. Stop trying to guess at what you think the stock is going to do. All right. Is it time to bottom fish? Well, let's go back to the graph real quick on the VVC. Let's put on the market timing graph. Where would the bottom fishing have started? After and Emily, this is perfect for the idea of buying low. The market found a level of support. Boom. That's your entry point into either bottom fishing or buying low. What did we have? Confirmation. Next day it went up. Woo! I'm happy. What did we have the next day? More confirmation. Woo, woo! And the next day, more. Now what do? Now that I've come off of this bottom, it's too late for me to bottom fish now. That's a great question, Ty. This is not the time because now the market looks like it might have topped out again a little bit. We don't know yet. One day doesn't make a trend, but the market is pulling back after it hit a high. All right? It's pulled back after it's made a high. I would rather you buy bottom fishing after you see a market pull back, big run up. Boom. That's the day. Pull back, big run up. Boom. That's the day. Big rundown, big run up, boom, that's the lay. So Ty, does that make sense? All right, Ty, does that make sense? And Emily already said that it makes sense, but not ready to bottom fish yet. Not ready to bottom fish yet. And I'm going to give you a level of what to look for right now because the market's still in an uptrend. I'm still hitting higher lows. Still hitting higher lows. Chances are, just like Johnny Mathis, we could pull back, and that's a good level to look for before the market starts to run back up again. Make that a little darker. That's a good level. Does everybody in the room see that? I like coming off of this low, hammer formation, market ran up. Market pulled back for its 5 days. We still hit higher lows. Now, if the market falls back down again, let's see if this level holds. Let's see if this level holds. If it breaks down below that level, now we know we got some problems. All right, I can do that on the S&P as well. Do the same thing, look at it, and set it up the same way. What's that, Glenn, doing a wrap of market trends? No, I'm not rapping right now. All right, let's go back to our viewers tab. All right, let's get into the next story. Next story is talking about meme stocks. Woo! Meme stocks are rocking and rolling. How many of you are trading AMC or GME? All right, talk to me. How many of you are trading AMC or GME? Type of me in the room. I'm trading both. I am in both AMC and GME. And I've made a lot of money so far, more so on AMC than GME. I think more so because of the price point. But both of these stocks are greatly oversold. I just did a video prior to Trending Thursday. Now I did a video. We just put it up. What time you put it up? About 1 o'clock, talking about both AMC and GME. All right. So with that, Senseonics, I'm in as well, Bob. I'm definitely in Senseonics. Maria says, VV Nation rocks. You like to make money? Give VV Trial a go. You'll be glad you did. Thank you for that, Maria. Thank you for that. Now, Jay says, my son is shorting both. Woo-wee. There's going to be a reckoning. How many of you have looked at Tombstone? There's going to be a reckoning. Just understand that. And the reason why a lot of these meme stocks, especially GME and AMC, does everybody understand why people short the stocks? All right, why does the big money short the stocks? Because they looked at them as companies that are just not viable. They did that to Toys R Us. They did that to Radio Shack. There's a lot of companies out there that were shorted big time to push the companies out of business. Why? Because they weren't looked at as viable. I'm looking at AMC. What was AMC's issue in regards to why it was going down? And actually, it was going down prior to the pandemic. was moviegoership. But AMC is starting to do all of the things that it can do to pivot and bring more business in. They got the UFC deal that you can go to the movie theaters and watch the UFC deal, watch the UFC. They've got a deal where you can watch concerts already recorded concerts on the big screen. So they're trying to do things to bring more people back to the movie theaters. GME, on the other hand, I think is doing a lot more to pivot as a company. They're trying to move to more of a digital platform for the games. They're looking at incorporating an NFT, a non-fungible token that can be traded between hands from the platform. So both of these companies are doing things to pivot to make themselves better companies. And the big money that shorted against them, well, they went all in. And now, because the retail investor was going, we're not going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. They're holding the bag right now. And I pity the people right now for anybody who's shorting the stock at this time. These stocks are way overshorted, and there's going to be a reckoning. Now, is it going to go up to 1,000, 500,000, a million? I'm not sure about all of that, but I do think that there's going to be a reckoning where the people who are short selling these stocks will have to cover, and they're going to have to cover at a much higher price than when they shorted. So that's my 2 cents on that, and that's what's making these meme stocks do what they do. All right, so 5 meme stocks, and this is from today: GameStop, Palantir, and more. Here's a company called Support.com, SPRT, posted another double-digit percentage increase on Wednesday, gaining 19%. That was yesterday, to add to a gain of 26% on Monday. Now, what makes a meme stock? These are stocks that get really popular on the internet, which helps to drive these stocks' prices higher. But then once they come off of that and people are not talking about it as much, these companies go down really quick. It's the tough side about playing a meme stock. Not all of these stocks are way overshorted like AMC and GME, but a lot of these stocks have caught the attention of a lot of Reddit people, Wall Street Beats people, Wall Street Bets people, and they get that notoriety and they run up. I think a lot of these meme stocks, with the exception of AMC and GME, are great opportunities to make a lot of money real quick and then get out. All right, another one, Naked Brand. This has been on a meme list from the beginning. Was best performing meme stock midday Wednesday, up about 13%. The shares closed up nearly 10.5% on Wednesday at 69 cents. 69 cents after trading more than 103 million shares. That whole meme philosophy will get the shares moving, driving the prices higher. Here's GME. Went from being the hottest meme stock on our watch list Tuesday to the coldest Wednesday. Now, if you watch the video that I just put out today, it talks a lot about how these stocks are being manipulated, air quotes, how they're being manipulated. Watch the video. I got a lot of great information in there. So it went from hot on Tuesday to cold on Wednesday, and then today it's moving back up again. I think what you're going to find is a lot of these failed to delivers are going to come to fruition, and that's what's going to help to drive these prices up. Palantir, I just did a video on Palantir. I like Palantir. They're picking up a lot of great contracts, governmental contracts, worldly contracts for a lot of different forms of taking data and making it into useful information. Palantir is a stock that I think is still in its infancy. I like the stock. It closed down about 3% on Wednesday following a report. A glitch in the secretive software used by the FBI allowed some unauthorized employees to have access to private data for more than a year. Now, there's a good side to technology, and then there's a bad side to technology. That's why I've got a producer. Joey helps me to make sure that the technology that I got going on works. And if there's anything that I do or mess up, he's here to fix it up for me. All right? Any chance to send a mug to Italy this time? Carlo, do you want a mug? I might have given you a mug. It's my Italian accent. Was that a good Italian accent? Was that a good Italian accent? You sit there and go, Carlo, are you listening to me, Carlo? Yeah, it may not be that good. You never know. If you win, Carlo, we've sent mugs all over the world, haven't we? We've sent mugs all over the world. I'm not sure if I'm giving out a mug today. Am I giving a mug today? Joey said no. All right, so I'm not going to give a mug today. All right, but you never know. I do give them from time to time. JD says, I'm afraid of from meme stocks, too volatile, isn't it? And that's part of playing the meme stocks. Remember, I said that a lot of these meme stocks are good short-term plays. I still got a lot of, I don't want to call it love, but anticipation for both AMC and GME. Those are the two biggest meme stocks. But a lot of these others, like Naked, like PLTR, like SPRT, that are on the meme list or that are meme stocks, I think a lot of them are great short-term plays to make some money. NASDAQ, DraftKings jumped nearly 6.5% on Wednesday. The company had no significant news other than Cathie Wood bought another 60 million shares, $60 million worth of DraftKings on Tuesday. That's another person that can push stocks. And there's two other people. Mark Cuban can push stocks, and who's the head of Tesla? Elon Musk. There are some people who are able to push a stock just by a tweet. So it looks like it said DraftKings didn't have any real news except for Cathie Wood put it into ARK. How about Cathie Wood also bought into Palantir as well? A lot of people follow what Cathie Wood said. You remember, I think Cathie Wood is like the new E.F. Hutton. You remember the commercial? When E.F. Hutton talks, everyone listens. I think when Cathie Wood buys, everyone does. And Warren Buffett too. You're right, Bob. And Warren Buffett too. All right, so those are my stocks, 5 stocks that are meme stocks that are moving. We're going to talk about them. Let's get into the software. Let's talk about those stocks. Now, I put AMC in here because AMC wasn't part of that story of the 5 stocks, but if you're going to talk about meme stocks, you're going to have to talk about AMC as well. Let's talk about where they all are. SPRT. Now, I'm looking at how many stocks? 16 stocks. How about Support, not SPRT? Support Soft is number 4 in the list by VST. Something to consider as a meme stock. Go down the list. What else is here? DraftKings. Look at where it sits. Right about in the middle of the list. There's Naked further down the list. There's GameStop further down the list. And then there's AMC. So if I'm looking at these and analyzing them, I think that Support Soft, by way of its valuation from VST, is probably the best one to play out of all of these stocks right now. Now, let's talk about which stocks are in an uptrend. Support Soft is in a super duper big uptrend, up another 21% today, trading at $17. DraftKings has an RT above 1.1 at a value of 1.33. Stock is in an uptrend. Naked, all right, is in an uptrend. GME is in an uptrend. The only one that's not in an uptrend is AMC. What else about these stocks? All of these stocks, the fundamentals are not there. If we look at relative value and relative safety, none of them have any values above the value of 1. So the question that comes in that these are very volatile stocks is absolutely right. And if you're going to play a meme stock, I wouldn't put all of my retirement money into a meme stock. I'd put money that I could afford to possibly lose that won't affect my overall retirement. That's the way I would invest in a meme stock. But notice, out of the 5, 3 out of the 5 are up. 1 is up 22%. Naked is up 6%. GME is up 6%. The only 2 that are down, well, there's only 2. DraftKings is down 3%, and AMC is down 4%. Let's go take a look at it. And none of them are sell recommendations. For meme stocks, that's good news as well. Let's go view the stock graphs on these. Put them on a 3-month graph. You know me, I like my 3-month graphs. Let's change the layout to reflect more of a trade perspective because these are meme stocks. Look at Support Soft. Look at the 3-8 cross here. How about bouncing off support? All right, bouncing off support. There you go, Emily. You want to buy low? Bouncing off support. And then I look for the day with a 3 and the 8 cross. Boom, Emily. How about that as an entry point? Now I'm in it. I ride it while the 3 stays above the 8. I like the rising of the stock while volume is going up. All right. How about that, Emily? There's your opportunity to buy low, but by letting the stock come to you without trying to outguess the stock. All right. Let's go look. And at one time back on 7/14/2021, I saw that the stock was 26% shorted. So it not only made the meme list, it's also a stock that is overshorted. But look at that stock's price run. Let's go look at the next one. DraftKings. Now on the looking at DraftKings, not nearly bottom left to top right. A little bit more consolidation type of mode. So if I'm looking at this from a short-term perspective, this is strictly short-term. Whereas I can look at support soft, I can look at that as a swing trade. I can look at support soft as a swing trade, but if I play DraftKings, this is more of a trade, shorter-term trade. I like the bounce off support. I like the 3-8 cross right here on 823. It had a level of resistance of, 53.42, broke through it and still running up. Today is a down day. If you own the stock, I'm not telling you to sell it today. It is a down day, and it's creating a candlestick pattern known as a bearish harami, which is in Japanese, pregnant ladies. Here's the body, here's the baby. It could be a change in sentiment on DraftKings. All right, but the 3 and 8 cross coming off support, boom. There's your trigger. There's your buy. Go, go, go. If you're in it now, keep your eyes on it. Tighten the stop on it. Tighten the stop on it. All right, what is about the next one? Now, Naked Brands was below this level of resistance of about 58 cents. Finally broke through, came through. It's now at another headlands at a level of resistance sitting at a value of 77 cents. Stock's price has got to break above that. If it breaks above, I like the 3.8, I like the volume, I like RT is above 1. Once this breaks above that level of 77 cents, I got a profit target sitting at about $1. Everybody see that? Yes or no? Everybody see that? Yes or no? Type a yes or no in the room. Play my Cafe Bustelo music. Just hum it. That's horrible humming. That's horrible humming. OMG. Where did I do it? Yeah, it was horrible humming. All right. So I like the idea. I love the bounce. I love the 3-8 cross. I like to see this stock break above and know where the wick stopped today, right at that level. But that's my profit target if I do get in. All right. Again, these are all meme stocks that are being pushed by the internet, and they could provide you with great opportunities to get in. Whoo, GME. It's been a tough ride. Look at the sideways move. Last couple of days, a lot of movement on big volume. Notice that the stock's RT is not above 1 just yet, so it's still not in an uptrend. And I've got Fibonacci retracements on it. It's at this level of 38.2. Look at those wicks. Wick, and now it needs to break above. This stock's got tremendous upside potential, especially if the short coverings get called out on. All right, but and this is where everybody keeps saying that the stock's price is being manipulated, is purposely being held down. But right now, GME is trying to push above and go, and if it does, it's got some great upside potential. And then I look at AMC, same kind of scenario. I got fibs on this one as well. Stock's price is sitting at a level of 38.2. Both of these stocks are sitting at a fib level of 38.2 for resistance, both of them. Man, they both look alike. Man, talk about non-manipulation. Yeah, I am thinking that definitely the stock is being manipulated, and I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube for saying that. I'm just pointing out the facts. Both of them are trading at those fib levels of 38.2. All right. Naked is a 3-day trader. Naked could play. Where's Naked? I think that right now, Naked needs to get above that level of resistance before I play that. And it probably is going to pull back. There's GameStop. Was that my last one? That was my last one. All right. So these are meme stocks that are out there making the news. Right now, I think that super soft, as I looked at them, there's a couple of them that I'm thinking that I would pay attention to. But these are stocks that are being made very popular by the internet, thus becoming meme stocks. And all I'm doing is giving you an opportunity to consider what you like. Anybody have any questions of them? Both look like shorts. I'm not calling that as shorts yet. But that's up to you. All right, before we get to the next story, again, let's get those. Man, the likes are getting up over 100. Outstanding. How many people we got in the room? 290. Huh? Let's go see if we can get close to the amount of people that's in the room as far as likes. That's awesome. I love that we're over 100 likes already. Again, I'm really trying to set a base today for likes. I want this video to get out to more people. I really do. I think that the information that we bring to the table for the retail investors is awesome. So that's why I want to do that. As far as Tesla and NEO, that's stocks that I'm looking at. I'll get to those stories. You see that NEO is in here. You see that Tesla is in here. When it's time for me to get to those stories, Emily, I will get there. Is it Emil or is it Emily? Is it Emil or is it Emily? I'm not sure. All right, I've been calling you Emily. You probably think, man, my name is Emil. And I'd be like, oh, sorry, Emil. So I don't know. I don't know how you type it in the room if it's Emil or Emily. All right, let's get to my next story. All right, my next story today is going to be on COVID stocks. Pfizer. Now, I've been seeing some stories that the FDA did not fully approve. Mark, are you still here? It's Emil, a man. There you go. Thank you, Emil. I was trying to make sure, and that's why I'm glad I asked. Thank you, Emil. I won't make that mistake again. All right. Interesting that Mark sent me a story or video, and it was on a conservative site, all right, talking about that the FDA didn't fully approve. I went to the FDA site, www.fda.gov, and I read there on the FDA site that Pfizer PFE, that Pfizer was fully FDA listing of authorized generics. Oh no, hold on, World Packing, Sigh. I'll go back and look. I am definitely of the mindset that they were fully approved by way of the FDA. Now, I saw a video, again, it was saying that, no, it wasn't. And I think everybody's reading what they want to read out of whatever they want to read. I'm still going, and I put the video out on YouTube that they were the first vaccine to be fully approved by the FDA. So until somebody can really show me concrete evidence to the opposite, I'm sticking to that story. I am sticking to that story. So we know that they've been approved, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because more and more companies are picking them up. So money managers, Abria Capital grew its stake in Pfizer by 9.2% in the second quarter. Several other hedge funds recently bought and sold shares. VeriBank lifted its position by 3%. VeriBank now owns 44,000 shares of it, valued at $1.7 million after buying another 1,300 shares. Red Hawk Wealth Advisors increased its stake by 34%. Woo! In the second quarter, it owns 11,000 shares worth about $448,000. What else is in here? St. John's Investment now owns 30,000 shares of the biopharmaceutical company, worth about $1.2 million. I look at it as if big money is getting into the stock, what is going to happen is going to drive the stock's price higher. Now, I take that information because I sit back and say, why is Pfizer going down? So I looked at the three main stocks that are out there in this space right now. I've got Pfizer, I've got BioNTech, and I've got Moderna in my list. So I wanted to show you that big money, since the approval, the big money is picking up more of those stocks, and that's going to make it attractive to investors because the stock's price is going to keep going up. Yogs says, Glenn, it's fully approved by the FDA. And again, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I know. But again, I saw a video that was trying to contradict that. And, the person in the video says that mainstream media was lying to you again, that it wasn't fully approved. I don't see that. So anyway, it is what it is. Notice that in my list, where my drug stocks sit, Moderna's got the best combination of value, safety, and timing. BioNTech, out of 16 stock, is number 2. Then we go down to PFE, which is number 6, number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 in the list, knowing that the COVID virus stocks are amongst the leaders overall in the list. Moderna is up over 1%. BioNTech is down, and Pfizer is slightly up today. All of these stocks have good upside potentials. Moderna, BioNTech, and Pfizer should outperform the AAA corporate bond over the next 1 to 3 years, with Moderna doing it the best. All of these stocks have relative safeties above 1, which means that they're not risky. And all of the stocks have relative timings above 1, which means they're in uptrends. And number 4, the stocks all have buy recommendations. Earnings per share are positive, and they're all double-digit growths. All right, so let's go take a look at these stocks on the graph. Now, remember, after Pfizer got its dealie, all of the stocks pulled back. I've got a $500 price target on Moderna at this particular point in time. Stock is meddling right now. It does have a level of support at $349.85. Right now, it's trading at $399. Would love to see the stock take out its most recent high of $497, but I've got a profit target of about $500. RT is above 1. Stock's in an uptrend. Now that the stock's moving sideways, I'm looking at volume is meddling out. That makes sense. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's moving sideways. It's consolidating. So volume is not going to be way up or way down. All right. Let's go to BioNTech. BioNTech and Pfizer are the ones that got the FDA approval. Bouncing off a level of support, sitting at a value of $320.10. It did the price crossed above the 20-day exponential moving average, but also the price 3 went above the 8, even though it's consolidating. I've got a profit target on BNTX at about $465 as the stock is trading at $369. Watch volume though. Well, again, the stock is consolidating, so volume is falling off. RT is above 1. Volume is pretty steady. And of course, here's Pfizer. Sky is the limit on Pfizer. I think that Pfizer, because of the FDA approval, I don't have a definite price target on it, but I will tell you right now, if you own it, the stock's price just went below its level of support at $48.41. You need to consider taking profits on it if you haven't already. All right, I still think, look at that upward move on the stock. I think it's got more legs to the upside, but let the stock come to you. Let the stock come to you. So those are my 3 stocks. I've given you profit targets on these stocks as well. Right now, Pfizer just doesn't want to go along with me, and that's all right. I'm not anticipating where the stock is going to go. Right now, the 3 crossed below the 8, and it went below a level of support. If you own it, you might want to take half off the table or take your profits, especially if you were in back here. Don't give it all back. Take some of those profits off the table. All right, here in Canada, it was the news of the week that it's fully approved now. There you go. I'll get to NEO in a minute, Maria. Linda says, Pfizer is going to look for approval for a booster shot. Maybe that's where the confusion is. No, I was going to put that story out there today. I had a story on it, but I wanted to stick to the idea that they were fully vaccinated. I didn't want to add any confusion, Linda. Is that Linda or Linda? Did you mess up when you spelled your name up in there? Anyway, I didn't want to add any confusion. That's why I didn't bring up the booster in here yet. I'll probably talk about the booster next week. I want more people to understand that it was fully vaccinated, that it was fully authorized, and leave it be. All right. If there's no questions about my coronavirus stocks, I'm going to move on to my last story. Where was my Cafe Bustelo music?
Oh, I forgot.
All right. Sigh. All right. So let's get to my last story.
You told me it was bad. I'm not doing it no more.
No, well, it was pretty bad.
Well, then I'm out.
All right. So let's get to my last story, clean energy. All right. And we're going to start off with Caxon. Interesting story on Caxon. Caxon Auto has signed a binding term sheet to acquire an EV manufacturer, Hainan Yuji, that's the name of it, Times Automobile Company. So now they're taking on NIO. All right, they're taking on NIO to try to be the Tesla in China. Hainan Yuji specializes in small-size, multifunction EVs. The deal marks Caxon's official entry into China's small-size EV market and will be notable merger and acquisition transaction after establishing a new energy vehicle unit. All right, so something to keep in mind in regards to that. Joff says performance graph shows mRNA and BNTX are much stronger than Pfizer. VectorVest and the SPY. Of course, BNTX was stealth participant until everybody found out part of PE. Hey, I don't think they were stealthy. I think they went into it together, knowing that they were coming up with the vaccine together during Operation Warp Speed. I don't think that it was stealthy. Unvaccinated people are going, Yeah, I was going to put that as a story. I didn't want to get political on it. Maria put that unvaccinated people are going to pay through the nose for insurance. I saw that article. I wanted to stay away from that because I didn't want to start that kind of conversation in the room. So Maria put it out there. Everybody can see it. I was going to talk about it, but I changed my mind. All right. So how I feel about that is irrelevant. All right. I'm going to step up and say I'm vaccinated. All right. I am vaccinated, and I'll leave it there. But I don't want this to become more of a political scenario due to that. All right. So that's the way I'm going to keep it. So it looks like Caxton is really going after Neo. And it's all right, Maria. Don't apologize because you have the right to say it. I just wanted to let the room know where I stood on it. I just wanted to let the room know where I stood on it. There's nothing wrong with what you said, and you have every right to say it because it's out there. All right, so I'm putting that out there as well. All right, my next story, Neo. Neo expects to cruise right around supply chain issues to stay on its growth. Neo is still the big mover in China. Neo is trying to become, if they're not already, China's Tesla. Bank of America remains constructive on Neo after meeting with management earlier today on some capacity constraints due to chip components. I did a story, AMD, and man, I've done a lot of these stories, right? AMD and NVIDIA, I just did a story on them talking about the chip shortage, but they're still making money. Go check out that video. Crucially, Neo says it has communicated closely with CATL to ensure battery supply for the company's electric vehicle production at 8,000 to 9,000 units per month. That's a lot until the end of 2021. Management believes the supply constraints will only impact short-term production. So Neo is staying on track to make money, and that's why it's in my clean energy story. Everybody knows Tesla. Tesla stock price and forecast. Tesla charged and ready to Jackson jump. Tesla is looking to see what's going to go on with Jackson Hole. Tesla gave up most of its gains. It was still good progress last week. On talk of investigation by U.S. Highway Authority and read through perhaps from increased Chinese regulation hit automakers. Tesla once again, though, found support in the 200-day moving average. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens. Before the Fed summer party at Jackson Hole, taper talk is sure to be on the order of the day, and investors will be watching closely as the biggest money printing scheme in history looks to set to come to an end. Ooh. See, again, that's just news. That's just news. I don't want to get political. That's just news. All right, so Tesla is thinking that maybe a big move will happen at Jackson Hole. I've got another one, XPeng. XPeng ships first batch of its car P7 to Norway. So now XPeng is also a Chinese company now expanding outside of China. Leading Chinese smart electric vehicle company started shipping the first batch of its flagship smart sedan to Norway, and this marks the first time that XPeng has exported flagship sedan to a market outside of China. XPeng is trying to keep up with the good boys. Neo also plans to begin delivering cars to Norway this year. XPeng is already ahead of it. XPeng is already going out to Norway, and Neo's like, yo, what about me? And Neo's going to start going out to Norway as well. Another company, Lordstown Motors, has a new CEO. And you know, a lot of times in a lot of companies, a new CEO can change a company around. Electric truck startup Lordstown has a new CEO. Investors acted with relief. The company named Daniel, that name, as the new CEO Thursday morning, effective immediately. Lordstown, the ticker symbol RIDE, jumped up 25%. 25% just on the news of a CEO. The S&P is down. The Dow Jones average is up, but that's huge. And a lot of times a new CEO could spread new life throughout a company, and now RIDE could be rocking. RIDE could be rocking. And last but not least, that was my other story. So those are my companies that I'm looking for as far as my clean energy. Tesla's number 3 in the list out of 16. Let's go down. Next one will be Caxon. Then would be XPEV, then NEO, then RIDE. Look at where RIDE is. Even with a new CEO, hopefully it gets the company out of the doldrums where it is now. It's a sell recommendation. NEO, a growing company, still a sell recommendation right now. XPEV is a hold. Caxon is a hold, and Tesla is a buy. So that's where all of these clean energy companies or EVs sit. Let's go take a look at their graphs. All right, let's go take a look at their graphs. 3-month Tesla, bottom left, top right. There was a trend. It broke the trend, but got back up. Hammer formation, 3-8 cross. And a couple of things happened on this date right here, which is 8/23. The 3-8 cross, and it broke through a level of resistance. Emil, that was a good opportunity to get in. Now, the stock's price is pulling back. Well, I'm looking at the 3 and the 8, and now I'm looking at this level of 695.03. I could be getting out real quick. That's the beautiful thing about having a plan. That's the beautiful thing about having a plan. And if it goes against you, guess what? You get out quick, mitigate the losses. As per Lavernier, BNTX has the best candidate. I think when you say the best candidate as far as a drug, I think, remember, Pfizer and BioNTech are together using the mRNA technology. When it comes to stock markets, there's no relevance, just VectorVest for following and making wiser decisions. Listen, I am never going to tell everybody or anybody in this room that VectorVest is the be-all, know-all in everything. It's a tool to help you. And if you're looking forward to it, whether you use VectorVest in conjunction with IBD or whatever other services out there, I still think that VectorVest could play a major role in helping you make good, solid decisions. So as I look at Tesla, I'm watching it fall. I'm keeping my eye on this level of support. Excuse me. Caxon. So the idea that they bought a company to get more relevant in the space. The stock's price drove. Right now, the stock's price is pulling off the high. Be careful. I'm not liking the volume or lack thereof. The volume is, let me take out here. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in again. Take out that date. What's volume look like? Yeah, the volume's sitting at about 20 million, thereabouts average. That's not half bad. But when I look at that, it starts trumping out all of the other. Right now, nonetheless, though, the stock's price is pulling off the high. 4 days in a row down. Watch the 3 and the 8. I got a line in the sand sitting at about 268. I don't know if you want to give that much back. I would use the 3 and the 8 on the end of day to get me out of the stock. Now, XPEV is in a little bit of a channel, straight up in a channel. I'd like to see the stock start to move up. The news is there. I need the stock to get above 45.10. All right. Or if I'm more of a trader, I'm going to play the bounces off support, ride it up to resistance, take my money off the table, or short it, do it again, bounce off support, flip it around. I like that the stock is in a channel for a more aggressive trader. Play those bounces and retracements. You can make some good money on that. Thanks for explaining the system. It's awesome. I learned how to know it's a buy-sell. But I couldn't understand the buy-sell points. Could you explain the logic to find a buy, target price, and stop loss? So when you say my buy points, I'm looking for bounces off support. I'm looking for the 3 and the 8 cross if I'm more of an aggressive trader. Now, let's go look at, if we looked at XPEV, NEO. The stock is trending down. How many of you own NEO? Just type a me in the room. How many of you own NEO? All right, I want to show you something. This is a tough stock to sit through. This is a tough stock to sit through. I need this stock, for me to think about getting into it, I need to break out of the downtrend. I definitely need to break out of the downtrend. So Sunil, buy point. My buy point for this stock is when the stock's price goes above that level of the downtrend. Target, well, once it breaks above, I've got a 3-month high sitting here at about, what's the cost? About $55. That's my profit target. All right, so hopefully, Sunil, that makes sense. Now, I can also play the buy, hold, sell, noting that when the stock back here, look at the bounce off support, look at the 3-8 cross, look at when it got a buy. I've got a lot of opportunities to start buying into the stock prior to it when it got to be a buy, prior to when it got a buy. All right, so I'm just keeping that in mind. So I'm seeing some of the people talking about they are in NEO. Be careful with NEO, all right? The graph doesn't lie. Now, you can understand what you want to understand about the stock, but the graph doesn't lie. The stock is in a downtrend. It even went, the 3 went above the 8, but look at that trend. I need this stock to break above that downtrend before I'm able to think about buying into it. I want to see that happen with RT going above 1 and on booming volume, because volume is conviction. NEO, in my estimation right now, is not a good stock to be in. All right? Does anybody out there disagree with me in regards to NEO? I'm looking at the graph. I'm not making any predictions. I'm not putting my input into it. I'm strictly looking at the graph. It's not the right time to be in NEO until the stock can break above that. Anybody disagree with me? Anybody disagree with me? All right? And on top of that, while you're answering that question, if you like the content, I'm going to do it one more time. If you like the content that I'm bringing to you this afternoon, hit the like button. Let me know that this is useful to you. All right, let me know that this is useful to you. NEO, RV below 1, RS below 1. Stock's not in an uptrend. I'm not feeling NEO. And the news could be as positive can be. Let the trade come to you. Let the stock break out above that level of resistance, or that level of the downtrend. Let the trade come to you. Don't try to outguess it. And you're going to hold it and go, man, this stock is going to go up. All right. Let the stock, from an early perspective, show me that it wants to go up. That's when I'll buy it. All right. Next stock, Ride. Now, you got a new CEO. People like it. I'm thinking right there what happened today. A lot of people took profits. That was straight up profit taking. The stock closed yesterday at a price of $551. It went up as high today as a high of $779. I'm thinking that was some profit taking. But I also think that a new CEO could breathe new life into the company. I can still buy this now. I would buy it knowing that I've got headwinds sitting at 874 as a beautiful level of resistance. Would love to see RT and volume bounce up. Beautiful news. Beautiful people jumped on board, but a lot of profit taken on this as well. All right. Let me close that out. That's all my stories for today. Anybody got any questions? I don't know how much of a delay we have, but a little bit. Anybody got any questions on any of the stories? That's all my stories today. Not me, agreed, not the right time for NEO. I'm just putting it out there. If anybody's holding it, all I'm doing is giving you some opportunity to consider what you're doing with the stock based on the graph. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And that's what the picture is showing me. No matter what the news is saying, that's what the picture is showing me. All right, if there's no questions... If there's no questions, you guys know what time it is, right? Let me get to the viewers tab. Let me find weekly watch list. Let's empty it out. Is it empty? Nope. Let's empty it out. And let's go to... Don't make me come over there. All right. Here we go. It's not what I wanted. Not that one. I wanted this one. All right, start putting your stocks in that you want me to take a look at before we go for the day. Let's go SD, apps, FANG. comma DKS, comma LPX, comma BIRF, BIREF, all right, comma DSX, Diana Shipping, comma BRKR, comma DCBO, comma EVC. Holy smokes, you guys are putting a lot of stocks in there. BNTX, comma ETSY, comma, wow, SBS, comma IDT. I'm jumping all over the place. JPM, couple of more. DQ is not in here. Wow, you put that in 711,000 times. DQ, ARKK, comma SBLK. All right, I think that's it. That's all. See how many stocks I came up with today? Came up with 18 stocks. I'm going to take 2 more stocks. AMD, comma Mara. All right, that's going to give me 20 stocks altogether. All right, it's giving me 20 stocks altogether. So now, the reason why I've switched to this platform of looking at your stocks is because out of all of the people in the room who gave me stocks, I want you to now look through this list and see where your stock sits by our master indicator VST. So if you're holding the stock, you know how good or bad it is by our master indicator automatically. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, because a lot of you who give me the stocks that you want me to look at are stocks that you are holding for a while. So I want to give you a good analysis of where your stock sits in the list out of the 20 stocks that we look at. Does everybody in the room understand? Does anybody in the room understand? That's why I've now changed to this format to give you a cursory look of what's going on right away as soon as we put these into a watch list. All right, now that that's done, let's graph all of these. Let's take a look. Put these on a 3-month graph. Oh, man, LPX. I wonder if this is earnings related. It is not. I don't know what news is making LPX move up. I don't know if, I'm wondering if this could be part of infrastructure. Could be. I don't know if the builders are back on the move again. I did see a news article that more and more people are starting to buy houses again. So that's going to help the building industry. It looks like it's bouncing up. I've got a good level of resistance right here of 64.85. Stock is trading at 62.68. Something I want you to pay attention to, looking at the candles, look at the big wicks. There's a lot of selling pressure on the stocks. Open candle today, but a lot of selling pressure. If you own the stock, just be careful. All right, volume is pretty steady as the stock's price is going up. Normally when a stock's price is going up, you want volume to be going up as well. That's not happening. And watch the wicks at the top of these candles. Just be careful with it. Next one, DKS. Earnings. That's an earnings play. I can see that right now. That's an earnings play yesterday. Not today, but yesterday. Stock's prices got more confirmation of moving up on big volume. RT is going up. I like this stock. This is a good-looking stock, and it looks like, again, with more and more people getting out of the stock, out of the house, Dick's and what's the other one outside? ASO, what's ASO? Academy Sports Outdoor. Those are 2 companies that as we started to get out of the pandemic, these stocks started rocking. Company made good earnings. That's going to always drive a stock's price higher. Next stock is Mara. Bitminers. Crypto's on the rise again, but as quickly as crypto can go up is as quickly as crypto can go down. A little bit more gyrations in the graph from the bottom left to the top right, which shows a lot of its volatility. Right now, today's a down day. The stock's price has been moving up. In the Jockey Club, we do have we have Mara. We do. So we're making money on it. Down day today. Wouldn't buy it today. Currently, I'd look to see if it could take out that high. Watch the volume is falling as well. All right, so is it too late to get in tomorrow? I wouldn't get into it right now. If I'm in it, I don't sweat. Let my stops manage the trades. BNTX, again, we talked about that already. Sitting in a channel. 3 is above the 8. Watch the falling volume. Well, that makes sense, again, as the stock is channeling. I do have a $465 price target on the stock. Now, AMD, I like this, that I did the story. AMD and NVIDIA Stock was showing some sort of a channel. Look at that. Never really broke one way or the other. It's just extending the apex through the apex. Stock is channeling, interesting, but it's the chip shortage. But AMD and NVIDIA are both making money, all right? So right now, though, it's channeling, all right? Next stock, Sandridge, a petroleum stock. Petroleum is on the run, too. Oil is rising once again, and normally oil rises when we have to get into our inventory. When we have to get into our inventory, there's no influx of over inventory like we had in the prior administration. Right now, all of that gluttony of oil we had has gone away, and now we're biting into our own inventory. It's going to drive prices up. And it hit a new high today on Sandridge. New high of, what was the high today? Of 949. Stock is still moving up. Volume is pretty steady. RT is above 1. If I bought it now, I'd go 5 cents higher than the high. The stock's price is definitely moving higher. The 3 and the 8 did a great job of keeping you in the stock even as the stock's price fell. Next one, EVC. Channeling. It's a channel within a channel within a channel. There's a lot of channeling going on. This stock's got to get out of its own way of at least $7.16. Right now, it's trading right above a level of support at 671. Keep your eye on that. The 3 and the 8 might be going bearish today. If you own it, you might want to take some off the table. Or, I don't want you to give it all back. You might have already done that. When it went below that 671, that was probably a good opportunity to get out. All right, but that's where we stand right now. It's channeling. Next one, JP Morgan Chase. I like this as I look at it from this low. The stock is hitting higher lows. The stock is trending higher. All right, let's go put that, make it a little darker. JP Morgan is trending higher. I like that. A little bit of a pullback today. The 3 and the 8 cross yesterday, a day before yesterday, broke above a level of resistance, sitting at a value of 158.90. Still trading above it. Volume is pretty steady. If you're in it, leave it alone. If you're not, I'd like to see this stock get out of its own way and keep moving up. I like the uptrend, though. Apps, man. This is a great stock that may not just be the right time to be in it. Earnings hit. Evidently, they must have missed earnings because it doesn't look so good after earnings. The 3 and the 8 crossed bearish the next day after earnings. Found a level of support, bounced up 3, and then just coming back down. I like apps. Relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. The stock is fundamentally sound. It's just not the right time to be in it. All right, and if you've never heard me say it, sometimes it's a bad time to be in a good stock, and that's what's going on with apps right now. All right, let's go to Etsy. Etsy's rocking and rolling today. Broke above a level of resistance, sitting at the value of 206.87. Nice high today on good volume. I'd put in an order 12 cents higher than the high, bouncing off this level of support after earnings. I like the stock. It's moving up. It's definitely moving higher. I like the way it looks. Let's go to the next stock. IDT, pulling down off that high. 3 and the 8 went negative here on 8/17, and it stayed that way. That was, if you were in the stock, that was a great opportunity to get out of the stock to mitigate your losses. Stock's price still going down. I've got a level of support sitting at 41.72. With that, folks, if you own it now and it breaks below that, you might want to take some off the table. Right now, I'm telling you, there's nothing saying that it's okay to own the stock right now, even from a trading perspective. All right, let's go to the next stock. Woo, BRKR. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. Bottom left, top right, without a lot of volatility. After earnings, stock price still went up. If I'm thinking about getting in, I'd go 12 cents higher than the high. Today's a down day. I wouldn't pull the trigger today, but that's a beautiful looking equity curve. And it's only $87. That's not half bad. That's a great looking stock. I'm going to give that, looks like an airplane. That one looks like a 747 taking off and just going. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. All right. BIREF, petroleum. I'm not feeling that because it's in a channel. Level of support sitting here at 340. level of resistance overall sitting at 449. Let the stock get out of its own way. I like the bounce off support. I like the 3-8 cross. I like that it broke through resistance. If I'm going to take this stock now, I'd go 5 cents higher than the high, but that's my profit target. My profit target is sitting at 449. That's not a lot of money you can make. All right, it's not a lot of money you can make, so just keep that in mind. Let's go to the next one. Star Bulkers transportation ship is starting to run. I like the upward trend on the stock from the low, hitting higher lows, but look how far away it's pulling away from the trend line. Look how far away. The stock is rocking and rolling. All right, be careful with that. I like the upward move. The stock's got 2 levels of resistance to go through. Let's see if it can break through. But I love, if you're in it right now, leave it alone. If you're not, let me see. You know something? I really want to see the stock take out that high before I jump on board. You can aggressively jump on board now, but you've got 2 levels of resistance right here that the stock's going to have to go through. Not only that, the stock's price is going up. What's volume doing? Volume is conviction. If I'm going to watch a stock go up, I want to make sure that the volume's going up with it. All right, just want to know. DQ, I like the bounce. I like the 3-8, but look at that. That was a level of resistance, and right now it's went back below it. It went back below it. All right, it broke above, went back below it. It tested that former level of resistance as a current level of support. It's back below. Be careful with it. Looks like they missed earnings. Looks like they missed earnings, or whatever the earnings were, and people didn't like it. The stock is currently below that level of 52.09. Let it bounce up above that again, and then after that, you've got a price target right there sitting at 63.86. Let's see if that can hold. All right, next stock in here. Love this stock. Also, you know, have you missed the train? This is beautifully bottom left, top right, not a lot of volatility. If I'm going to get into this, 12 cents higher than the high. If you're in it, leave it alone. That is a beautiful looking equity curve, and the volume is there to back it up like that. Watch the big wick today, though. A little bit of selling pressure, but the stock's price is rocking and rolling. Let's go to the next stock, DSX, another transportation shipping company, bouncing off support. The 3-8 cross broke above a level of resistance. Now, see these wicks? I got selling pressure coming in on these stocks. Big wicks, as Jesse would call it, big hair on the candles. The stock has got some selling pressure. Volume is falling. Stock is going up. Volume is falling. There is some definite selling pressure on DSX. Just be careful if you own it, okay? Next stock is FANG. Definitely trending lower from the high. Let's go draw that line. Look at that. Let's go see if it can break above that trend line. All right, let's go see if it can break above that trend line before I pull the trigger on that stock. All right, if you're in it, it's a down day today. The 3 and the 8 did cross, but very quickly started coming back down. Once the 3 and the 8 cross on an end-of-day basis, you might want to think about taking the stock off the table. Next stock is this is ARC Innovation. In a channel, I can see it right away. Got a level of support sitting at a value of 113.31. I got a high of 132. You know what else I see? That's what else I see. It's trending down off that high. It's trending. And I don't care how good the stock is, how good you think the stock is. Remember what I told you? Picture's worth 1,000 words. That's the picture. That's the picture. I like the bounce off support, but where did it stop? Right at that downtrend level. Keep your eye on that. The last stock I have in here for you today is SBS, trending down. A little bit of a rebound here after earnings. Earnings kicked off on 8/17. A little bit of a rebound. Stock, a little bit of a gravestone doji right there. A little bit of a big wick there. Today's not the day to buy it. It's a down day, but if you're in it, 3 and the 8s are still solid on an end-of-day basis. You're still good to go. All right, folks, that's all my stocks. Woo! I got through those pretty quickly, didn't I? Which one? Huh? There we go. Man, that was a lot of stocks. And hopefully I felt that I've given you a lot of good guidance on those stocks and what to look for. If you haven't done it already, please hit the like button. I got 132 likes today. That's awesome. If you haven't hit the like button, but you feel that the information that I gave you was well worth it, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Once you do, a little emoji is going to pop up on the screen. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit it now. You get to see it. And again, Mark, thank you very much for the super chat. So don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Folks, I put a lot of work into these stories for you every week, and I hope it's well worth it. I hope it's well worth it. Well, I got to say that it is, because you come back every week. All right, but I'm saying that for the benefit of the brand new people that are here. Hopefully, if this was your first time, it won't be your last time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so that you will be alerted to when a new come. Say again?
Didn't it pop up? It popped up on mine.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it unless I missed it. Whoever just subscribed to the channel, thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
49 gun.
Say again? 49 gun. All right. Well, I appreciate that. All right. By the way, I'm subscribed and selected notification, but got no notification today. We bumped up, didn't we? Right at the start time?
This is the.
Is it showing that it didn't work?
No,
It went out. Okay. Did you see an alert on your phone? I don't remember seeing one on my phone. I got to look into that. All right. With that, thank you, Mr. Consulting. Thanks, Glenn. It's always worth it. I always love that you guys are here. Any thoughts on PAVE before wrapping up? Maybe I'll do I think I should do infrastructure next week.
Maybe, yeah.
I think I might do infrastructure next week, Nick, and I'll have PAVE up there. I'll think about that. I'll think about doing that. Awesome session. I loved it. How to play VIX and VIX kind of stocks. You got to look at those stocks the same way that I'm showing you how to look at these stocks, Sunil. You put those onto a graph. That technique that I just did of what I'm looking for, where am I at to support or resistance, looking at the trend line, looking at the moving averages, you do the same exact thing no matter what the stocks are, Sunil. So if you're looking at VXX or VIX, you do the same exact thing. All right. So with that, folks, thank you for being here. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Salam, shalom, namaste, namaste. Sorry about that, namaste. And actually, for all my Greek people out there, yasul. Until next time, folks, see ya.